Hello and welcome back to day 7, the final day of the holiday vlogs. Today we are going to Paignton Zoo and I'm so excited. I love going to the zoo. You get all these animals really close, really cool, and so we're going to get some awesome photos at the zoo. Now we've got a bit of a journey there. It's like a 20-minute bus, or it's not actually that long, and then once we're there we can go in and take some awesome photos. Now I'm going to be bringing with me the Canon 7D Mark II and the Sigma 150 to 600mm lens to take the photos, and then I'm also going to have my Canon 250D which I'm using to vlog now, and the Canon 18 to 55mm lens which we're fortunate to have after the disaster we had yesterday. If you haven't seen day 6 of the holiday vlog, go watch it. It's great fun until the end where pretty much everything goes wrong. You can see I'm a little bit burnt. We're lucky to still have the camera. It was quite a disaster. Anyway, we got through it, we survived, and here we are for day 7, the last day. I don't believe we're already at the last day of the holiday. It's gone so fast, and I've had a great time. I've loved sharing it with you guys, and I hope you guys enjoy watching it. So I will see you at the zoo. And we're walking into the entrance of the zoo as we speak. You can see the sign behind me, and so we just got to check in and then we're going to be seeing the animals. Now, there's many reasons why wildlife photography at the zoo is an amazing thing to do, and many reasons why I love doing it. Now, obviously there's a fee to enter the zoo. You've got to pay to get this amazing opportunity. That's a flaw. However, we need to keep these places running. They conserve animals, they research animals, and they allow us to see animals, which is incredible. Now, one of the best parts is that they've got tons of exotic animals. Now, as a wildlife photographer based in the UK, I've only ever done wildlife photography in the UK, and we have a very diverse and awesome selection of wildlife. However, we don't have that many exotic animals, and these zoos give us the opportunity to go somewhere local and find all of these exotic creatures. Now, obviously we're on holiday, so it's not actually local to me, but it's local to the holiday and it's still in the UK. You get animals from Africa, South America, Asia, Europe. There are some UK animals as well. We get all sorts of animals from all over the world, and it's incredible to see them, and in such close proximity. Now, all of these animals in one place is amazing. It's really dense. You have awesome opportunities for photos and video of these awesome animals in one compact area, meaning you also don't have to travel, because with wildlife photography, one of the biggest things is traveling. You've got to travel long distances, and furthermore, with a lot of equipment. I've been carrying around my big rucksack with me with my Canon 7D Mark II and Sigma 150mm lens, which is a very heavy combination of big camera, big lens. It makes great results, but it is a big strain, and so not having to travel as far to get these cool photos is really cool. The animals also aren't scared of us humans. Going into a wild area, like an area which is totally wild, the animals are very jumpy. They're very scared of all life, all humans. Whereas in a zoo, they're used to people walking around taking photos, walking around talking, noisy children. In the summer holidays, these places can get chaotic, and the animals aren't fazed by that, meaning it's great for us to go and take photos, and we don't feel like we're disturbing the animals or anything because they're used to it, and they just act normally. They're not scared of us, which is such an advantage. And I mentioned getting close to the animals. We can go up to the enclosure walls and take photos, and that's great. Now, sometimes you can go all around the entire enclosure, sometimes you just have angles. Sometimes you've got to shoot through a window, and that's not ideal, but sometimes you've got to shoot through a fence. Now, I'll talk more about this here, but shooting through a fence can be irritating. We're now just doing a quick nature walk through the zoo, but before we just went through the lemur house. Now, it's lemur wood, and you go in and you're actually with the lemurs. They're not in an enclosure. Well, they are in a big enclosure, but you're in with them, which means there's no enclosure between you and the animals, which is one of the disadvantages of a zoo. You get animals really close to you. but you also have a gate or a fence to shoot through. Now, I've been to a few zoos, and I went to London Zoo earlier on this year. I got some awesome photos, and one of the reasons was because their fences are nice and thin. Here at Paignton Zoo they do have thick black fences, meaning you can see it in some of the photos, which is not ideal. But we got to go in with the lemurs and get some photos without the fence in the way, which was great. Now this is a very beautiful scenic walk we're on now, but in a minute we'll be back with the exotic animals and taking more photos. And of course, one of the biggest advantages of doing photography in this zoo environment, in this kind of resort, this holiday attraction, tourist driven industry, is refreshments. You get refreshments, they're there. Now obviously you have to pay for them still, and they're often quite expensive because they're in this kind of tourist attraction and they know people are going to buy them, but oh, they're nice and definitely worth it. And so that brings us here. I'm back at the cottage. We're home and it's been an amazing day. We've got some awesome photos. I'm going to replay my favourite ones at the end because some of them are amazing. My favourite is probably going to be the red panda. I absolutely love those photos. They were so cute. And so, with all that being said, I hope you've really enjoyed this series. We've done 7 videos in a series of 7 days. This has been chaotic for me to film and edit, but it's been a whale of a time. I feel like I've learned a lot about photography, about vlogging, about editing, and I think I'm going to come away from this being a better creator. I hope you have enjoyed this and come away being entertained, having learned something, inspired to do photography, because that is my aim, to inspire you guys to do what I love, or entertain you through what I love. And so I will be posting a long edit of this entire holiday in one, so you can watch that if you don't want to have to keep jumping between videos. And I'm also going to put some behind the scenes on my Patreon if you want to go check that out. The link's in the description to my Patreon and my shop. You can buy photos that you've seen me take on this holiday if you like on my shop. If they're good enough, I'll add them to it. So please comment down below your favourite photo we've taken on this holiday, anything you'd like to tell me. I'd love to hear what you guys are thinking, any ideas you have for future videos and series, and I will see you in the next one.